Are you feeling stuck in your current job? Dreaming about being your own boss? Well, guess what? You're not alone. Thousands of professionals just like you are taking that leap. They're leaving their corporate jobs to start their own entrepreneurial dreams. Matter of fact, in 2023, 5 million business applications were submitted, the most they've ever received in the U.S. Presently, right now, there are 33.3 million small businesses in the United States alone. If you've been dreaming about starting your own business and launching out in your entrepreneurial dream, stop dreaming about it and start doing it. That's what this episode is about today. Would you want to become part of that 5 million that submits that business application this year? Do you dream of being that business owner, having control of your time, having control of your finances, not dependent on somebody else because you're tired of being stuck in that job? Those people who went out and applied for those businesses in 2023, you know why they did it? They did it because that they saw that there was a lack of opportunity in their present field. There was a lack of desired wages that they were looking for. There was a lack of flexibility. Are you one of those people that are tired of not getting the money that you deserve for all the hard work that you put in? Are you tired of the inflexibility and being called back to the workplace? Well, then if that is you, this episode is for you. Many leaders right now in the corporate world, professionals who have been working long and hard, who endured the pandemic, stayed the course, maybe even changed the job when the Great Resignation happened, but they went back into the corporate world again. And yet, you're still unfulfilled. You've had the success. You've achieved a lot in your career. You've hit those milestones, but there is something missing. That entrepreneurial dream is still calling you. The reality is, it's been calling you for quite some time. You got caught up in pursuing that dream within that corporate job that you have, and you climbed that ladder. You hit those milestones, you realize you keep making someone else rich, and yet you fall short. Those pay increases and those pay raises, they're not quite making up for inflation that we're hitting today. The reality is you're really falling behind financially, and you're seeing it. You had a little bit of freedom for a little while during the pandemic when you could work hybridly or work remotely, and now they've called you back into the office. They've taken it away from you, and now they've taken back their control. And you know what you desire? You desire to have control. Control of your time, control of your money. You also have a burning desire to build a legacy business that you can leave for your family, and that you could build that legacy within your family as you make this dream become a reality for yourself. However, there's a little bit of fear holding you back. And I like to call it those golden handcuffs. Those golden handcuffs of that regular salary coming in, that golden handcuff of all those benefits that you've been holding on to, that you've even changed jobs for in the past to get better benefits. And I know medical bills, they're high, but you can own your own business. You can go get medical care somewhere else in the world a lot cheaper than you can here in the U.S. And you could write it off as an expense. You see, you working for that corporate job, you get that paycheck, and you look and see how you've been robbed blind by the government. Uncle Sam is taking his share right off the top before you ever get your hands on it. And maybe you're tired of that as well. In this video, we're going to uncover the practical steps that you can take to transition out of your present professional corporate job and step in to your entrepreneurial dream that you've been waiting on. We'll cover the essential steps like validating your business idea, building that financial runway so you can get started, managing risk, and managing your time to make it happen. Hey, I'm Myles Threatt, and I help ambitious professionals like you leave a lasting legacy by launching their entrepreneurial dream. Do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Have you been sitting on this entrepreneurial dream for a long time and you've been waiting? And the reality is you're ready to go with it. You're ready to launch out. You actually want to walk in there today and turn in your resignation and walk away from it all and go do your own thing. Have control of your life, have control of your money, have control of your time. You just want to go do it today. I know you can't wait. But before you go do it today, let's put together a plan. so that you can walk away with assurance, walk away with confidence, walk away with knowing the steps you're going to take. So it is going to take some preparation. And I know you've been dreaming about it. You've been thinking about it. You've been planning about it. But let's put that plan together and structure it so you can walk away. So what does the preparation look like? Quitting your job today is not the answer. You got to lay a solid foundation, and you'll increase your chances for success with your foundation. So what's included in that foundation? The first thing you need to do is you need to validate your business idea. Before you quit your job, you need to go out and test your idea and test the marketplace. You need to go do market research. Are there other businesses like the one that you're planning to start in your area? What can you learn from them? What do you see them doing? How much business do you see going through their facility, their business? What makes it so popular? Why are they doing so well? What is the market saying for your specific area? Who would be your potential customers? Go talk to them. Are you going to be offering a product or service? Well, then test it out. See who's going to purchase it. My wife and I are in the process of launching a food truck business. It's going to be her business. We're testing the idea. Reality is we've done enough testing to know it's going to work. People like her food. They continue to purchase it. We get positive feedback from our customers about the quality, about the taste. They say the price is fair. You get a good portion size. The research is showing us, yes, this can work for us. But we went out and tested the idea before we went and invested in a truck, even before we went and applied for a business license and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, we are testing the idea, and it's time to take the next step. For the product or service you're offering or the idea you have, what kind of demand is there in the marketplace? What is the research showing you? I run across people all the time that want to get into the fitness industry, fitness coaching, and every time I talk to people like that, they have an idea, but that's $1 trillion business. That's a great opportunity, but you got to test your idea. You got to be able to find clients. You got to be able to find customers. You got to have somebody to train. You got to test your programs. You got to get some results. You got to get some feedback from your customers that follow your program. And then if you have a great idea and there are other people out there doing it, how can you distinguish yourself from your competitors? Go back to our food truck idea. Well, our food truck is going to be around Thai food. My wife is Thai. She's making very delicious, as authentic as possible Thai food. Are there other Thai food trucks out there? Yes, they are. But I've also talked to other vendors in the business, and they've made me very well aware that, hey, if I can get to those events and I be the only Thai food truck at that event, then guess what? My competition is going to be less. People are going to want to buy my food because, hey, they can get hot dogs and hamburgers anywhere, but they might not be able to access Thai food, and especially at a fair or an event. And then let's just say there are other Thai food vendors out there. Then what can distinguish us? Well, we can offer different types of dishes. Or maybe instead of focus on the rice dishes, we focus on the noodle dishes. Or maybe we make it more fusion-based and mix it with some American Western style type food as well to mix it up and make it different. But those are just some of the ideas that we are using. But how about you? What is your idea that you have right now? Have you tested it, first of all? If you haven't tested it, that is the first thing you need to go do, is test your idea. Do your market research. Find out who your ideal customer or client is, and then begin to ask them, what are they looking for? How can you meet their need best? What problem are you going to solve for them? What is their major pain point that you can solve for them? Determine who your target market's going to be and find out specifically what their needs are to refine your idea and increase your chance of success. After validating your idea, you need to create a financial runway for yourself. You got to launch this thing and take off. And if you're going to launch this thing and take off, then my suggestion to you is to start where you are today and start bringing some money in. Hopefully you've taken care of all your debt, or at least the majority of it. Let's just say you don't have any stupid debt remaining, those dumb credit cards or a dumb car payment that you don't really need right now. You've taken care of those things, and you build up a cushion for yourself, 6 to 12 month cushion that you could survive and live and pay your bills for 6 to 12 months. If you are risk averse, then of course you're going to want to do the 12 months. But if you can live with risk, then maybe you can get by with the 6 months. But even when you have that set up and you know that and you have the money saved up, you need to determine for yourself why you're doing this and why you're still in your job, even though you want to leave, okay? And even though you want to get out of there and you're tired of not getting paid the amount of money you deserve to get paid, you're tired of working so hard and getting somebody else rich. Well, guess what? Just keep doing it. Do what you got to do to get by and start bringing the money in. And determine for yourself, how much money do you need to see coming in on that business that you're starting? Because this is your side hustle right now. How much money do you need to see coming in every month on a regular basis? And you build a system and a process that you can consistently see that amount of money coming into your bank account. When you get to that point and you determine for yourself, is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it 9 months? Maybe you need to see it happen for a full year. But at the end of the day, that is your decision. You determine what risk level you're willing to live at. If you can create a system and a process with your business idea and you can consistently see the same amount of money coming in for 6 to 9 months and turn in your resignation and walk away. Now, because once you do that, that means you double down. You double down on what you've been doing in your business so that you can match or increase the salary that you've been making. And I do want to point out something about that golden handcuff. That golden handcuff of salary and benefits. You realize that if you're making 6 figures, let's just say you're making $100,000 in your professional corporate job, including benefits, all right? You're probably going to need to make close to 140 of your own money to match the cost of the benefits. It's just something you're going to need to think about and plan for. I'm not telling you to put yourself in a situation that you can't afford to pay, take care of yourself medically, but think through what it looks like for you. When you think of that amount of money that's coming in every month, that dollar amount that you consistently set for yourself for that 6 to 9 months, you got to make sure you're thinking about the whole package for yourself. What does that mean for you as far as insurance, medical, as far as health and life insurance? Those things that you need to have to take care and provide for yourself and your family. Don't forget about it. Plan for it and build your plan around that. But it comes from you building systems and processes as you start this. And when you see it come in on a consistent basis and you know you can make that target regularly, 6 to 9 months, it might not match what you're making right now, but you know if you can double down on it, you can make that same amount. Then go for it. We've talked about building the financial runway. Now, how are you going to mitigate risk? Part of that risk I covered already is you building good systems and processes and you consistently seeing a targeted amount of money coming in on a regular basis for that 6 to 9 month period for yourself. If you decide to go longer, that's up to you. You do what you feel like fits you as far as risk is concerned. As you're starting out, some ways that you can mitigate that risk, the financial risk. You could dive into your personal savings. You can take out a loan. You can cash out some of your retirement. You can take out that second mortgage. Use credit cards. All depends on how you view and how you feel about some of these things are. I've worked with people who were willing to dive into their 401k, who were willing to take out loans on credit cards, who were willing to dive into their personal savings. Maybe you stay in that job a little bit longer than you planned. Every bit of money you make in that first year, you turn around and you reinvest it back into the business. Who knows, maybe you invested in hiring an employee before you become a full-time employee. You make those choices that help you make yourself successful. And it might not feel good right now, but later on down the road, it will pay off. You look for every way you can cut cost. You do what you can and as much as you can. You should learn the majority of the processes so that you know that if you're having to pay other people, that they're doing it the right way, or at least they're giving you high quality work. I didn't start sourcing out my videos until I had spent some time doing it myself and learning the process and seeing how much time I was investing in it before I figured out I could pay someone a lot cheaper than the time it was costing me to do it. And maybe that's what you do. You outsource some of the work to people that you can hire at a cheaper rate. Figure out what products or services that you're going to provide that can generate you the quickest amount of cash flow. What can get you money in the door the fastest so that you can turn that money into growth for the business. You can also go to bartering and exchanging services with others. I have done it in my coaching business. I have bartered my services with others in exchange for services that benefit me. So I'm providing them a service that benefits them. They're providing me a service that benefits me. And it's not costing me anything out of pocket as I started. What are those things that you see that you can barter and exchange with others? It's called networking and collaboration. Who can you begin to network with and collaborate with to exchange those services to mitigate some of that risk? So we cover mitigating the risk. Let's talk about time management. This one's going to be a touchy subject. If you're looking for work-life balance right now, you're probably not going to find it. That's right. You heard me very clearly. You're probably not going to find it. And you need to be okay with that for a while. Hear me clearly. I said for a while. You and your partner need to get on the same page as this one. I can tell you from experience, from launching my own nonprofit work and doing that in my early days, it required a lot. And it caused a lot of friction sometimes, because we weren't on the same page. Luckily, my life partner now is not like that, because we are on the same page about what we're trying to do with our life and build businesses and create opportunities for ourselves that we know the corporate world and working for somebody else is not going to make for us. And that means we have to sacrifice some things. And if you're single, you just need to create a little bit of time to care for yourself. Get the rest you need to perform at a high level, and then everything else, it goes on the back burner. All your friends, all the late nights, all the parties, say no to it all, except what gets you towards your goal. Save some time for your family, a few close friends that really believe in you, but the rest of your time as a single person should be spent on making your dream come true for yourself. You go in, do your 9-to-5 job, do what needs to get done, leave that place, and spend the rest of your time, besides some self-care time, taking care of your health. This is all I would recommend, and getting adequate sleep. And then the rest of your time, you're doing nothing but making your dream happen and investing your time in launching and getting that business off the ground. Testing that idea, trying out those new products, talking to your customers and clients, and getting ideas that you need, and getting the business that you're looking for, and build it and spend as much time on it as you can if you're young and single. If you're married and got a family, then y'all are going to have to come to some agreements on some things. I would never recommend putting your family last, but you are going to have to come to a consensus that there are going to be times that you either are going to go without sleep or lack of sleep, or you're not going to be able to do certain things with your family for a period of time, and block out those periods of time. You have time in your day after work. What are those blocks of time that once you're done with your 9-to-5 job and you get home, you are going all in on that business venture and making it become a reality? And they might be small blocks of times. If you've got kids and a wife and you got events that you got to have the kids at, and you got school stuff, and maybe it is just an hour. but you go all in on that hour. Maybe all you have is half a Saturday, but you go all in on that half a Saturday. And maybe you and your partner agree to a certain time span for the next month and a half. You're going to go all in 2 hours a day, every day after work. You're going to spend 4 to 6 hours every Saturday, and you're going to have one day. Maybe you do it all day long on Saturday. You spend 8 hours of your Saturday, but on Sunday, it's nothing but you and the family. Rest and family. And that's it. And you do that. And maybe you do that for a month and a half. And then you maybe take a week off. And then guess what? You go back at it again. And you do it again another month and a half. And you take another week off. But that is between you and your partner. You build the structure and then you work the plan. And when it's time for you to focus and give yourself to making your entrepreneurial dream come true, that is what you do. And when it's time to turn it off, turn the shit off. Put the phone down, close your laptop, don't think about it, don't read about it, don't do nothing related to it. Spend your time with your family. And then you commit to a time that you and your partner sit down to reevaluate. Reevaluate your progress, reevaluate your relationship, reevaluate where your family is. And then you decide again, what are the changes that we're going to make? What are we going to commit to? And how are we going to support each other? And it's both of you working together. And you can't get mad at the other partner because this is what you've committed to. If you're focusing on that and they're taking care of everything else, you can't get mad at them and they can't get mad at you because you've agreed upon it. And once you made that agreement, stick to it and then reevaluate. You can change it. And 3 months, 6 months down the road, maybe you want to make a change and do it differently. You decide that together. And that is how you manage it. You will be coloring outside the lines to make this possible. And you can slow down the pace at times. You can go all in really hard for stretches. And you can take a relaxed approach for stretches. You gotta listen to each other and listen to your body and yourself because you gotta be able to perform. You gotta meet the needs of your family. You gotta take care of yourself and build the structure around that. Get rid of every distraction. Friends and family that don't believe in you, don't support you, don't waste your time on them. Colleagues that make fun of you because you're spending all your time doing it, stop wasting your time with them. Those people that believe in you and support you, yes, you can give them a little bit of time. But you also could say, hey, friends, guess what? I'm going to go in this and you'll see me in a year from now or 2 years from now. Or you'll see me, I'll raise my head in 6 months and I'll come out and I'll try to do something with you if I have time. And if they're not okay with that, maybe that is time to move on from that relationship. That you've communicated it. Either they can support you or they don't. But you've come up with a plan. You stick with the plan. You work the plan and you do it together. After you've determined how you're going to manage your time and what kind of schedule you're going to keep, the last thing is your mindset. There is a significant mindset shift that is required for you to make this entrepreneurial dream come true. Because guess what? It relies on you. What do you believe about yourself? What do you think about yourself? What are you saying to yourself? When all hell breaks loose and you're not getting the results that you want, are you ready to quit? Are you going to give up on your dream just because some things don't work out for you? If you're not ready to face that, you're not ready to launch out in this. It's going to require every bit of resilience. It's going to require every bit of adaptability that you can muster up. It's going to require you to be willing to change. Change the way you think about yourself. Change the way you live your life. Change the way you do things. Change the way you show up for work. You might have to let your work performance go down because you're going to give everything else to your dream. Because that other's already proven that it's not worth it. Hell, they'll replace you tomorrow anyway. And you know it. It is a proven fact. Thank you. Goodbye. We'll just find somebody else. You got to be willing to make mistakes and be okay with it. You have to have the mindset of progress over perfection. You got to focus on making that progress. You perfect it along the way. Why do you test those ideas? You test those ideas to see how they turn out. And then as you test those ideas, you improve them. And you focus on getting better. And yeah, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. You're going to fail. you're going to fail and you're going to fail and you might fail again and you might fail again. You're going to get back up and you're going to get back up and you're going to get back up and you're going to keep moving and you're going to keep going forward because you have a dream that you want to make come true. You want to build this legacy that you want to leave behind, this legacy that you want to leave in others. You got family watching you. You got one competitor you got to beat, and that's you. You got to get better every day, a little bit. Just focus on getting a little bit better. You're going to have some shitty days. Yep, you will. You're going to have some really hard days. Oh, you're going to have some great days. You're going to have some fun. You're going to have some successes. But what do you tell yourself? What is that self-talk? What are you going to do when things don't turn out the way that you thought they were going to turn out to? Are you going to be willing to pivot? Are you going to be willing to change? And you need to have that mindset in your head that no matter what happens, you're going to give it your best. You're going to learn from your mistakes. You're going to make the changes and adjustment you feel like you need to make right now to make it better, to improve. And then you're going to try again. And you're going to keep going until you see those successes that you're looking for. One of the things that will help you with that mindset is making sure you surround yourself with a few people that really believe in you and that will speak positive things into your life, that will be there to listen to you, to hear you, to provide advice when you need advice, to ask you challenging questions when you need challenging questions, and to be there for support. One of the best things you can do for yourself in this whole process is to find you a good coach that you resonate with, and that will ask you the hard questions to help you think through the steps that you need to make. It will provide advice when you want advice occasionally, but coaching isn't about advice. Coaching is helping you solve your problem that you're dealing with. And a good coach will help you solve that problem. And a good coach will help you get out of that ditch when your mind is in the ditch. When you're in that gutter and you're beating yourself up and beating yourself over the head, they will be there to help you deal with that mindset. And the whole time you're doing this, your mindset needs to be, I'm going to learn something new today. I just learned something new today. I didn't know that. Now I know that. I'm not going to let that mistake happen again because I just learned that today. Because you paid attention to the marketplace. Because you paid attention to your client. You paid attention to the process you just created and you saw where it fell short for you. And now you can change it and adjust it and make it better for yourself. And that is the kind of mindset that you need to have through this process. And without it, you're not going to make it through it. You're just not. Don't expect a lot of data boys, a lot of fanfares, a lot of pats on the back. Hopefully you got a good partner if you're married and they support you and care about you and cheer you up and y'all deal with the losses at the same time. Or maybe you got a few close friends that believe in you and will encourage you along the way. And rejoice in that when you do. And let them know how much you appreciate them for their support, because it'll help you make it through. So if you're ready to take that entrepreneurial leap today, I'm here to support you. In the description below is a link to a free discovery call where we can discuss what your business idea is. And we can determine if I am the best fit for you to help make that happen this year. Remember, the path to building that lasting legacy starts with taking that first step. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more valuable content and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next update.